Hello everyone. Welcome to a video that will completely change the way you see the world around you. Most people go through their entire lives without ever truly seeing what is happening. They walk into a room and they miss the reality. They talk to people and they miss the lies. They laugh, they nod, and they agree with everything. But deep down, they have no idea what is actually going on. These people are not stupid. They are simply blind to human behavior. But you are not like them. You are here because you want to learn a special power. This is the silent, invisible, and unstoppable power of observation. This is the skill that separates the weak from the wise. It allows you to read people without saying a single word. It makes you unpredictable, memorable, and strong. This is not something they teach in school. It is not in textbooks, but it is used by spies, leaders, CEOs, psychologists, and masters of human behavior. And today, this power will be yours. Also, every moment of this video will help you improve your English, your listening skills, and your speaking flow. So, stay with me until the end, and I promise you will never look at people the same way again. The secret power of observation. Let me ask you something. What do the best poker players, detectives, FBI agents, top negotiators, and successful entrepreneurs all have in common? They do not react immediately. They observe first. When they walk into a room, they know who is nervous. When they shake your hand, they know if you are lying. They hear one sentence and they understand your entire mindset. How do they do it? While the rest of the world is busy talking, they are busy watching. Imagine a man sitting quietly in an airport lounge. Next to him is a little girl, maybe 6 years old. She is holding a teddy bear, swinging her legs, and talking nonstop. She asks, "Daddy, do you think clouds move faster than planes? Do you think teddy bears get scared when they fly?" But the man does not answer. He is smiling and nodding. He is pretending to listen. But if you observe closely, just for a moment, you will notice something deeper. His smile disappears when she looks away. His fingers shake on the coffee cup. His leg is bouncing, not from excitement, but from anxiety. In his eyes, there is pain. Deep, silent, hidden pain. Most people in the lounge see a sweet father and daughter moment. But an observer sees a man preparing to say goodbye. Not a short goodbye, a final one. 2 hours later, you watch that man put a letter in the girl's backpack. He hugs her and whispers, "Be strong for Mom." She does not understand yet, but the observer does. The man boards a flight alone. What is the lesson here? Observation reveals the truth that words cannot speak. While the world sees smiles, you see signals. That is the power we are going to unlock today. The power to see what most people will never see. A person who observes can see a fake smile behind a compliment. They notice fear hiding behind confidence. They detect insecurity behind arrogance. They feel pain behind silence. They see real people, not just masks. While the world reacts emotionally, the observer moves with wisdom. Here is the secret. When you observe more, you talk less. When you talk less, you reveal less about yourself. When you reveal less, people respect you and they never underestimate you again. You become a watcher, a reader of human nature. This video is about awakening your silent genius. It will make you smarter, calmer, and more respected in every situation. It will help you understand your friends, know who to trust, avoid manipulation, win arguments, and build emotional intelligence. This is the greatest success skill in the world. Skill 1. Watch the eyes. The first skill is to watch the eyes, not the mouth. Most people are fooled by words. They believe what someone says, even if the words are fake. But a powerful observer knows that words can lie, but eyes never do. The human face can smile. The voice can sound confident. But the eyes always tell the truth. In every conversation, the eyes reveal if the person is truly happy or just pretending. They show if someone is confident or nervous. They show if a person is hiding guilt, sadness, jealousy, fear, or love. Imagine a situation. A man just betrayed his best friend. He lied, and his lie caused real pain. Now he stands in front of his friend and says, "I'm sorry, bro. It was a mistake. It won't happen again." His voice sounds soft. His mouth is saying all the right things. His body is calm. He even gives a small smile. But if you watch his eyes, you see something strange. His eyes are not looking directly at his friend. They are moving left and right, like he is planning his next lie. He is blinking too much, which is a sign of anxiety. His pupils are small, which is a sign of fear, not regret. That is the truth. His mouth said, "I'm sorry," but his eyes said, "I'm scared of losing you because I don't want to face the consequences." Here is another example. A girl is sitting in a coffee shop. Suddenly, a boy walks in. It is the boy she secretly likes. She does not say a word. She keeps her eyes on her phone. But if you observe her eyes, they quickly look up when he is not looking. Her pupils get bigger. Her blink rate slows down. The corners of her eyes soften. That is not just interest. That is attraction. She said nothing, but her eyes told you everything. How can you practice this? Stop looking only at the mouth. Start focusing on the eyes. Look for these signals. First, pupil size. Big pupils equal interest or strong emotion. Small pupils equal fear or tension. Second, eye contact. Strong eye contact equals confidence. Weak eye contact equals nervousness or lying. Third, blink rate. Fast blinking equals stress. Slow blinking equals calm or intense focus. Fourth, micro movements. If people look up or down when answering, they might be thinking, hiding something, or planning. Do not react immediately. Just watch. Let them show you who they are through their eyes. The eyes are controlled by the subconscious brain, not the thinking brain. That means people cannot fake it. You can fake a laugh or a smile, but you cannot fake the truth in your eyes. When you master this, you will know what people truly feel, even when they do not speak. Skill 2. Watch the feet. Skill number 2 is to watch the feet. The feet are the most honest part of the body. Here is a fact most people do not know. When it comes to body language, the most honest part is not the face. It is the feet. Why? Because most people try to control their face. They smile when they are angry. They look calm when they are scared. But they forget to control their feet. The feet always tell the truth. Imagine a man walks into a job interview. He is smiling, sitting straight, and talking about his achievements. Everything looks perfect until you look at his feet. His feet are not flat on the floor. They are shaking slightly. One heel is lifted off the ground. His toes are pointed toward the door. This means his body wants to run, not stay. It means he is not confident. He is nervous or uncomfortable. Now, the smart observer, the interviewer, sees this and asks, "Why do you want this job?" Because he observed the feet, not the smile. He already knows the man is faking his confidence. In another meeting, your team is discussing a new project. Everyone seems to agree. Everyone is smiling and nodding. But you look under the table. One person's feet are crossed tightly. Their foot is tapping and bouncing fast. Their toes point away from the team. That is your signal. This person does not support the idea. Even if their face is smiling, they will resist in silence later. You just saw the future by observing their feet. How to practice. During conversations, quickly glance at people's feet under the table or while they are standing. Notice if the feet are pointing towards someone, which shows interest. Are they pointing away? That shows distance or discomfort. Are they bouncing or tapping? That is anxiety or restlessness. Are they planted firm and still? That is confidence. Start small. Observe people in coffee shops, waiting rooms, or elevators. Do not make it obvious, just notice. People do not train their feet to lie. They might train their voice, their smile, even their hands. But the feet move from instinct, not logic. That is why this is skill too. It is a secret window into the truth right at your feet. Skill 3. Notice small movements. Skill 3 is to watch micro movements. The silent truth is found in small actions. The real truth hides in the smallest, tiniest movements, the ones most people ignore or do not even see. A powerful observer is not looking for drama. They are looking for the small twitch, the quick scratch, the sudden head turn, or the millisecond of hesitation. Because that is where real emotion lives. Guilt shows up when you touch your neck. Stress appears when you bite your lip. Anxiety lives in a shoulder twitch. A lie hides behind a sudden cough or clearing your throat. Imagine a teacher asking the class, "Who took the answer key from my drawer last Friday?" The room goes silent. One student, Liam, sits calmly. His voice is confident. His back is straight. He raises his hand and says, "Sir, I wasn't even here on Friday. I went home early. I don't know anything about it." Sounds honest, right? But you are observing, and you notice something. As soon as the teacher asked the question, Liam scratched the side of his nose. It was not a normal itch. It was a fast, nervous scratch. Then, as he spoke, he looked slightly up and to the left. This is the direction people often look when they are constructing a story, not remembering one. Just as he finished his sentence, he quickly touched the back of his neck. This is a common self-soothing signal the body does when it is under pressure or fear. Most of the class believed him, but the observer knows this boy is not confident. He is hiding something. It was not the words. It was those micro movements. They screamed louder than his entire sentence. How to practice. Next time you talk to someone, focus on small movements. Fingers moving, hands touching the face, eyebrows raising, lip biting, or a sudden head tilt. Watch what happens right before or after someone speaks. The moment before speech often shows the real emotion, nervousness, doubt, or guilt. Do not stare, just observe quietly. The more silent you are, the more you will see. People are trained to control their face. They even learn to fake their smile. But micro movements are involuntary. They come from the nervous system, not the thinking brain. When you learn this skill, you unlock a superpower that almost no one else has. Small movements reveal big truths. Skill 4. Listen to what they do not say. Skill 4 is to listen to what they do not say. Everyone listens to words. Smart people listen to tone. But the most powerful observers listen to silence. They do not just hear what people say. They hear what people avoid, skip, or leave out. Because sometimes the most important part of a conversation is the part that was never spoken. This is the observation skill of emotional radar. You sense what is missing, and that gives you power. Imagine a mother is asking her teenage daughter, Emily, So, how was your weekend at your friend's house? Emily smiles and says, "Oh, it was great. We watched movies, stayed up late, ate pizza, just chilled." The words sound casual, but you are watching carefully. Something is off. She mentioned movies, food, and sleep, but she did not say the friend's name once. She avoided eye contact only when talking about Saturday night. She never mentioned if the parents were home. And when the mom asked, "Did you stay home the whole time?" Emily laughed for no reason and said, "Yeah, of course." But powerful observers know this laugh. It is not amusement. It is discomfort. You do not need to accuse her. Her missing details, the emotional gap, and her odd silence around key questions are your answer. She didn't lie with her words. She lied with what she did not say. When someone tells a story, ask yourself, what are they not mentioning? Are there gaps in the timeline? Do they skip people, places, or reasons? Watch for hesitation when asked simple questions. When people repeat a question back like, "What do you mean by that?" they may be buying time to invent a lie. Pay attention to emotion mismatch. Are they too excited about something that should be serious? Too quiet about something that should be emotional? Ask a soft follow-up question and watch their body. Most lies are lies of omission, not commission. People hide more than they lie. They avoid the truth. But if you listen to the silence, if you feel the space between their words, you will discover the hidden truth. Skill 5. Notice the timing. Skill 5 is to notice the timing, not just the words. Most people focus on what someone says, but powerful observers focus on when and how they say it. Timing is everything in human behavior. In fact, the speed, delay, rhythm, and hesitation in a person's voice often reveal more truth than the sentence itself. Think of it like music. A note played at the wrong time sounds wrong. A pause in the middle of a beat breaks the rhythm. A fast drum beat means tension. Humans are the same. We all speak with rhythm. And when that rhythm changes, it means something is happening inside. There are many small timing signals that smart observers notice. Hesitation before answering equals uncertainty or deception. Answering too quickly equals a prepared lie or fake confidence. Fast talking equals nervousness or trying to dominate the conversation. A sudden pause equals emotional discomfort or fear. Over-explaining after a delay equals trying too hard to sound innocent. Timing shows you what is behind the curtain. Imagine a woman asks her boyfriend a question. "Where were you last night after 9 p.m.? Now watch this closely." He smiles immediately and says, "After 9? Oh yeah, I was just at Ryan's place playing PlayStation. You know, nothing big." Sounds normal, right? Not to a true observer. Here is what is wrong with the timing. He answered too quickly. No thinking, no memory search. He did not ask for clarification. He used the word just and nothing big, which are common softeners to make things sound harmless. Most importantly, he smiled too fast, even before answering, which often means he had already prepared the response in his head. The problem isn't the words, it is the speed, the rhythm, and the smoothness. Real memory takes time. Lies are often delivered fast and polished. In conversations, listen to the gap between the question and the answer. Is it too fast? Too slow? Does it feel too perfect? Watch if they repeat your question back before answering. This is often genuine processing, not lying. Listen for overly rehearsed timing. Real answers flow naturally. Fake ones often feel too smooth or robotic. Pay attention to when people change their speed. Do they speed up when changing topics? Do they slow down during emotional questions? Let people talk. Don't interrupt. You will learn more from when they speak than from what they say. Timing is controlled by the emotional brain. When people are stressed, their rhythm changes. If you learn this, you can detect nervousness, insecurity, and guilt without needing proof. Skill 6. Observe repeating patterns. Skill 6 is to observe repeating patterns. Behavior is a loop. This is one of the most powerful skills in human observation because humans do not behave randomly. They repeat themselves over and over in cycles, habits, and tiny patterns. Most people do not change their behavior. They repeat it daily, weekly, and monthly. Once you learn to spot someone's behavior pattern, you will be able to predict their next move, their true personality, their emotional weaknesses, and even their future. Here is what powerful observers notice. Do they always blame others when things go wrong? Do they always change the subject when things get emotional? Do they always complain but never act? Do they always laugh when they are nervous? 1 or 2 times might be nothing, but 3 times or more is a pattern. Patterns tell the real story, not words. You have a friend named Jason. Jason says, "This year is different. I'm going to fix my life. No more quitting. I'm serious." You believe him. He joins a gym, starts a new job, and wakes up early. But a few weeks later, he stops replying to messages. He quits the gym. He is late to work again. He says, "It's just stress. I'll bounce back." 3 months later, he repeats the cycle again and again. Most people believe Jason every time because he says the right things. But a true observer sees something deeper. Jason does not change. He just rotates. He is not serious about growth. You simply observe. His pattern speaks louder than his promises. Track behavior across time, not just moments. Psychology says past behavior is the best predictor of future behavior. If you learn to observe patterns, you won't just see the truth, you will see the future. Skill 7. Read their clothing. Skill 7 is to study their clothing and grooming. Observation is not just about looking at what is alive. It is also about reading what someone puts on their body. Clothing is not just fashion. It is a message. It is a signal of how people see themselves. It shows what they want others to believe about them. Every single person, even those who do not care about fashion, is making a statement with what they wear and how they care for it. Your job as an observer is to decode that message silently. When someone dresses, they are building a version of themselves for the world to see. That version could be a mask, a cry for attention, a shield of protection, or a sign of discipline. Look closer at color choices, cleanliness, fit, and repetition of style. Look at their shoes, which are often the most honest part of an outfit. Look at their hair. Is it sharp or lazy? Clean or chaotic? Every detail tells a story. Imagine a man walks into a hotel lobby. Everyone turns to look at the loud guy wearing a shiny gold watch, big sunglasses, and a designer jacket. People whisper, "He must be rich." But in the corner, another man walks in silently. He is wearing a simple dark t-shirt and plain pants. His shoes are clean but not expensive. His watch is old. Nobody notices him. But the receptionist at the desk stands up because she knows he owns the hotel. This man does not dress to impress. He dresses to feel at peace. His clothes are not loud because his identity is strong. And now you, the observer, understand something deeper. The loud man is performing wealth. The quiet one is carrying it. You learn the truth without anyone saying a word. If you learn to read what is on the body, you will learn what is hidden in the heart. Skill 8. Listen for repeated words. Skill 8 is to listen for repeated words and phrases. People don't just speak from their mouth. They speak from their patterns of thought. Nothing reveals someone's mental programming more clearly than the words they keep repeating. Their favorite sentence, their emotional escape words, and their excuse vocabulary reveal their inner fears and needs. A powerful observer listens for the echoes, the parts of the mind that leak into speech again and again. Because repetition is not random, it is a mirror that always shows the truth. Our brain is wired to protect what we feel emotionally. So when a person repeats a certain line again and again, that line is usually tied to their trauma, their worldview, or their fear. Even simple lines like, "I don't trust people easily. Nobody listens to me. I'm just tired. I always mess things up." These are not just words. They are emotional flags. Your job is to see what is underneath the flag. You have a coworker named David. Every time someone asks, "How are you?" he smiles and says, "I'm fine." Every single time. Even on days when he looks exhausted. Even when his voice is flat. Even when he looks pale. Still the same sentence. You, the observer, pause. You realize this isn't a greeting. This is a shield. David has built a wall made of just 2 words, "I'm fine." He uses it to hide what he doesn't want others to see. He is not okay. He is hiding behind repetition. Listen to people carefully. What phrase do they use in every conversation? People repeat what they believe. If you listen with care, you will hear someone's entire life story in the same 5 words they use over and over. Skill 9. Watch how they treat the powerless. Skill 9 is to watch how they treat the powerless. This is the true test of character. You can fake a smile. You can dress well. You can speak with charm. But there is one moment when people show you their real self. When they are with someone who has no power, no status, and no value to offer them. How a person treats someone who can do nothing for them is their true identity. And most people fail this test because the truth hurts. You will observe people who seem kind and friendly, but the moment they interact with a waiter, a janitor, a receptionist, or a driver, they change. Their tone becomes sharp. Their words become rude. Their eyes stop seeing the human in front of them. That is when you realize they were never truly kind. They were just performing kindness for the powerful. Imagine a luxury hotel lobby. A businessman is talking to the manager, smiling and laughing. He seems confident and respectful. Then a janitor walks by with a mop bucket. The water splashes accidentally near the businessman's shoes. The businessman steps back and snaps. "Can't you see where you're going?" He doesn't yell, but his tone changes. His smile disappears. He looks at the janitor like a problem, not a person. The janitor apologizes softly, and the businessman doesn't even respond. Now you, the observer, just saw something most people missed. That man's charm is only for the powerful. To the powerless, he shows his real face. Watch how people behave with waiters, drivers, or cleaners. Trust this rule. If they are rude to the waiter, they will be rude to you someday too. This is the purest test of character. Skill 10. Stay calm. Skill 10 is to stay calm so you can actually see the truth. You have now learned 9 amazing observation skills. But none of it matters if your mind is noisy. You cannot observe when you are emotional, angry, or overthinking. You must learn to be still even when others aren't. You must watch without jumping to conclusions, feel without overreacting, and listen without interrupting. That is when the world opens up. If you are too busy judging people in your head, like thinking he's probably lying or she's just showing off. This internal noise creates blindness. Instead of seeing, you start projecting. The truth gets buried under your own thoughts. To observe clearly, you must first fix the mirror, and that mirror is your mind. In every conversation, remind yourself, I am here to see, not to react. Pause before responding. Even 2 seconds of silence will give you more power than 1,000 fast words. Breathe slowly. Calm breath equals a calm brain, which equals clear observation. Observation is not just an external skill. It is an internal discipline. You cannot control people, but you can control your attention. The most powerful observers are not the loudest. They are the calmest. They simply watch silently, wisely, and patiently. That is why they always see the truth long before anyone else does. That is skill 10. So now you know the truth. Most people walk through life blind, but you are different now. You have learned to read the eyes, to hear the silence, to catch the patterns, and to feel the truth hidden in smiles and timing. You understand people without them saying a word. You are no longer just a listener or a talker. You are a watcher, a silent reader of the human soul. And this changes everything. When you observe more, you speak better, think clearer, and choose wisely. This is not just a skill, it is a superpower. Use this power with wisdom. Not to judge or control, but to protect your peace and build deeper connections. The quietest person in the room is often the one who sees the most. And now that person is you. If this video helped you, please subscribe to this channel. Here we don't just talk. We grow, we learn, and we master English through real transformation. So, hit that subscribe button and remember, the world is full of noise, but the real power belongs to those who observe. I will see you in the next video. Stay powerful, stay calm, and stay with English Growthway. Thank you for watching and listening.